Whew. Okay, I think the train's gone. I thought the train was gone. I'll wait for this bad boy to pop up. Come on. It's just fucking insane, man. Why does a train come now of all times? Starting to stream? Eh. Train should probably go by. It's just fucking insane, man. Why does a train come now of all times? Well, I guess we gotta wait for that to go by. Just testing the chat thing here on my phone. It seems to work. That's good. God, man, I can still hear it. It's crazy. Alright, anyway. We're gonna swap this to public. I don't know how well this is gonna work. It'll probably be noisy. It'll probably be obnoxious to hear my computer fans. You'll probably hear the train. You'll probably hear the planes. You'll probably hear everything, but whatever. Let's play some Vindictus. So what's up? This is Vindictus. I used to play this game a million years ago. It's changed a lot since I played it. I'm currently playing as Kai, the archer. If anyone ends up watching this, and they also used to play Vindictus, it is so incredibly streamlined now that it doesn't even feel like the same game. They've completely gotten rid of any difficulty from the early levels. So seasons 1 and 2 you're going to blow straight through. You don't even ever stop to buy things in town. It just throws gear at you. So right now I'm basically just going through all this story to get to season 3 where things actually start becoming interesting at a challenge. It's kind of boring, so I figured, hey, maybe I'll stream a little bit, keep myself entertained, and maybe someone else too. So, what do we got here? Talk to Bryn. Oh no, okay. So this is new already. Instead of having to walk to the boat and all that stuff like you used to have to do all the time, the lobby, for people that don't know, you'd have to like walk out to a map, start a level, go to a boat, launch into the next stage. And instead you just hit G, depart for battle, story progression, and it will pick the correct story thing for you to do. It's so much easier than it used to be. It makes the leveling process go really quick too. I think it took me 1 day to level a different character to 90 or so. We're sitting on 54 on day 2 here, but I didn't play nearly as long as I did on the other character. Let's take the UI off. God, stop blocking. Jesus. So Kai is probably the most ranged character there is. There are other characters that have ranged weapons. There's a girl that just straight up has 2 pistols, but they're kind of more medium range. Kai is the only really like long range character, if you want him to be. Once I get back into fighting some enemies, I'll show you some stuff. But right now, I've just been using the short bow. You can swap between the short bow and the long bow at will. That's different from how it used to be. So there's a short bow. You can attack pretty quickly. If you keep doing this, you can stack a buff that lets you attack and move even faster. This is more for taking out small dudes. It also gives you this kick combo that is good for clearing out, well, even smaller, faster dudes, like spiders, for example. And you can swap it anytime you want. His bow can transform into a long bow. This is much slower. However, it charges faster. Oh god, what have I triggered? You have much better control of the aim. Oh, well, he's dead. The little red thing is a weak spot, so when you see those light up, if you hit them, it'll do a lot more damage. It'll do a double crit, so it'll do crit damage times 2. So you really want to hit those when you have the opportunity to do so. No, 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 no. Sorry. I didn't realize there's gonna be a boss like right away. Ah, miss. Headshots do more damage if you can hit them. Okay, well. That was a bit of a weird stage. I didn't expect there to... Yeah, I didn't expect them to fight a bunch of bosses after stepping into the damn room. Jeez. Okay. Well... I need to do a little volume balancing here. I don't know how that sounds for you guys, but for me, it's goddamn loud. Let's see here. I'm relatively new at the live streaming stuff in terms of like trying to make it somewhat quality. I will... God, man, how do I do this? I'll turn this up here. And turn it down in the game. We'll see how that goes balance-wise. It's already so low, but it's just so damn loud for me. Okay, we'll try that. Cadet ceremony. Is that not what I just did? Yeah, okay. That's weird. Alright, well anyway. Let's see if I can explain this a little better now. So you can swap between longbow and shortbow. Longbow is more like charge attacks. Oh, I got some Joker coming here. Single target stuff. So all of his skills kind of adjust based on whether you're using the longbow or the shortbow. So as an example, I got this skill called Ricochet Shot. We'll use it here if I have enough SP for it. What does it take? 125, yeah. So when I shoot this with a shortbow, it's going to bounce between all the enemies. Right? It just took out that entire room for me. Okay? If I was to use that on the longbow, it would do the same thing, but on one enemy. So the arrow like ricochets inside their bodies somehow. I don't know how that works, but longbow is basically set up to be your big single target damage. Now, there's no reason you can't use it on like little dudes too. It's just hard to aim sometimes. especially if they're jumping around. I'm getting some serious feelings of deja vu here. Okay. No, it's the same thing. What the hell? It's a pretty strong move. So what I'm doing there is you can hold right click to charge like a big ol' shot that'll like pierce and hit up to 5 times. But you can also combo that with a basically an arrow grenade. Let me see if I can show you just the grenade. No, that's ricochet shot. We don't want that. God, I don't know how to cancel it. Oh, there we go. I can't do it. Well, I'll show you in the next fight. Basically, you shoot a little balloon up into the air, and the balloon explodes, and just like, I don't know, hundreds of arrows come raining down in an area. So the combo there is you can shoot that charge shot, and then it'll pierce the 5 times, and then activate it again, and it will do like the grenade arrow, so another huge burst of damage. So when you're fighting these early bosses, it just pretty much instantly kills them. It takes off a couple of bars of life. Oh, I see. It was deja vu. Jesus, man. I have to go talk to the girl. Whoops. Skip, 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 skip. Alright, well, I guess I'll talk about the story a little bit. This game does have a story, and at least for Season 1, the story makes some sense. Actually, hold on. I have to adjust the volume some more. I don't know what it is about this game, but it is so damn loud. Even at, like, the lowest possible volume here. Doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah, this doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know. I'm gonna have to adjust the Windows audio. I don't want to go deaf doing this. There, try that. I also don't want it to be just my voice, you know? I'm trying to get a good balance, but whatever. Oh, no, 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 not that. There we go. Alright, so the story in this world. There are 2 like factions. There's the humans, which I forget what they're called, and the Fomorians. Oh yeah, it's so much better. Fomorians are basically the non-humans, though that changes up in Season 2. Or, no, in Season 2 and 3, I think, actually. In Season 1, all we know is that basically anybody that's not a human is a Fomorian. Though humans can defect and help Fomorians. I don't know if they technically become called Fomorians. That doesn't matter. Both of these factions have been told by their prophets, leaders, etc., that if you kill all of the other faction, it will pave the way for their respective god to come to Earth and bring paradise. So, you don't know this right now, but both factions have been told this. And kind of part of the story is that maybe they're just being manipulated to kill each other when they both have the same prophecy. So that's the reason that we're killing each other or fighting each other. Both factions are trying to genocide each other, basically. Now, while this is going on, there are already signs of the gods coming to, I'm going to call it Earth, whatever this place is. And one of those signs is there's a prophet named Teve, and she keeps, like, kind of passing out, which turns out is going to be the god Morrigan trying to possess her and come to Earth. There's another guy who is one of the commanders of the Royal Army who ends up becoming or being possessed by the other god, but instead of being fully possessed, he retains some of his own free will, which leads to him trying to use his god powers for shenanigans. And that's basically Season 1 and some of Season 2 in a nutshell. Season 2 gets really weird, though. It's like an alternate version of things that already happened. Oh. Let's bust out the transform here. So I'm going to turn into this thing called Paladin mode. It just basically increases all your stats, gives you a full heal. Lets you do some extra damage. Excuse me, you can do this almost at will as you're leveling up. I don't know exactly how the system works, but you get a certain number of charges. I just don't know how they recharge. But when you're leveling up, it seems like you're always full, so you just use it whenever the hell you want. And you level it up by using it, so there's no reason not to. Alright, another Yeti down. Yeah, in terms of the story, we're kind of at the point where we're still just fighting the other faction. We haven't learned about the prophecies. We know that Teve has, like, had fainting spells or whatever, but we haven't met the guy in the army. That is all to come. And really, it doesn't really matter. Season 1 is... While I think it has the most coherent story in terms of gameplay and relevance, it is the least relevant. We're just blowing through it on our way to Season 3. Season 2 feels like filler. It feels like... So at the end of Season 1, the gods descend, and something happens where everyone forgets what has happened except for you. But for some reason, they can still feel the influence. Like, for example, this guy right here, Bryn, he knows that there's something wrong. Like, he can feel there's something wrong. So here's a picture of Teve on his desk here. But he doesn't know what it is. And through, I don't know, like sheer force of will or something, he remembers that Teve used to exist. And he's like really torn because he doesn't know why he has these memories. And he thinks you're kind of fucking with him or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what it's showing me here. Here's how to enchant stuff, I think. Oh, tutorial stuff. Ugh. But yeah, in terms of just like a leveling, relaxing kind of solo experience, this is a great game for that sort of thing. Once you get towards the end of Season 3, it just becomes like raid after raid after raid. And technically speaking, you could solo those raids, but I don't know, you'd have to be pretty damn good and dedicated. It's not like it takes a short amount of time. At least until you get some gear. One carriage, please. Alright, so we've made it to the castle town of Rochest. This is where the Royal Army is stationed, and this is where ultimately we end up meeting Keegan, who is the commander I told you about that ends up becoming one of the gods. Oh, and that is some music, man. Soundtrack to this game is pretty good, but I don't know, it's still so loud. I just don't want to turn it down more because then you will literally only hear me talking and the game is going to be super quiet. I'll have to fiddle with it before I do this streaming stuff again. Yeah, we're being recruited into the army here. Story, story, story. This guy's city is getting invaded. And he wants help. And so we end up doing it, but either he's framed or becomes a traitor. And ends up taking this drug that turns him into like this crazy monster thing. In an attempt to help defend his city, I believe. Ugh. Kill all these little things. Yep. You know, I've just wondered something. Is the volume controls separate for like sound effects? I just assumed game volume meant the entire game's volume. Let's try that. Yeah, since this is a Source Engine game with the Havoc physics engine, they've done some really cool stuff. It's just fairly underutilized. There's a lot more of it in Season 1 than the other seasons. They have cool stuff like traps. Like you walk through a tripwire and it makes a trap fall on your head. All the different barrels and stuff can be picked up. You see his little icons mean that you can pick this stuff up. You can use it as a weapon. The only thing is you're not ever really incentivized to do so because it's just weaker than your other options. But yeah, you can smack them with it. You can throw stuff at the enemies. There's just not much incentive to do so. It's kind of unfortunate because it's a really cool system. I think there used to be... Oh, I think there used to be a mastery involved with, like, grabbing stuff. Like I said, the game has changed so much since I last played. There's not even different armor classes anymore. There used to... You have to level up a mastery for each different armor class. Now it's just general armor mastery. And the only thing that matters is you need a certain level to equip certain level items. It has nothing to do with whether it's leather or metal or what. So streamlined is the best word for it. It's just unfortunate that they really killed the difficulty with that streamlining. They should have still kept the difficulty levels, in my opinion. What are we missing here? Who didn't I kill? Hello? Oh, Jesus, man. Whoa, 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 nice hitbox, dude. Here we go. Stuck on nothing, it means there's a worm about to pop up. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you guys the grenade thing. Alright, so here's the arrow grenade. Do a transform, see if we... Oh, wait, before I do that, let me show you the grapples thing. So you can throw an anchor onto the ground. Right there, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of lit up. And then teleport yourself back to it with a grappling hook. As a sort of dodge. It's good for making space. Can we do it on him? Man, there's like... I haven't really found that many enemies you can... So he's got a special like finishing move where you can jump on their backs and kind of blow the hell out of them. Yeah, oh, Jesus, man. Turning down the music volume too helped a lot. Yeah, but the enemy has to be big enough to jump onto their head and do it. And I guess this one isn't. It's weird though, because there's some pretty small things I've jumped on before. Better? Yep. Put it on. That's what I say, man. Just throws gear at you. Story, don't care. A little bit less. Yeah, that's worth it. I'll get a new helmet. Okay. Get some nice antlers now. Oh god. Oh, get out of the corner. That guy had quite a bit of life. Not used to that on these lower level things. I think I'll finish this mission and call it good for the stream today. I really need to go back and listen to it myself, see how the audio levels are and that sort of thing. We'll eventually get to some more interesting stuff. Not that this isn't interesting, it's just... Again, there's hardly any challenge to it. Which is kind of sad to say, because this used to be rough. The bosses especially. There's all these cool little like tricks and things you can do, like, for example, there's an item called chain hook. You can like... hold an enemy back or attach chains to their limbs and stuff so that other people can beat on them. Yeah, that never gets used for anything anymore. In fact, I got a flashbang here. Let's use this and not blind myself. Or no, never mind. It's just bombs. Well, there are flashbangs. Let's put it that way. How much damage does this thing do? A lot. Can we get a finishing kick on him? There you go, kick his ass to death. Yeah, it's good. Alright, well there's a little bit of Kai gameplay. Like I said, maybe we'll do this again. We'll see though. This is mainly just something for me to stream to test out my setup and make sure everything is kind of good to go for a quote-unquote real stream. Alright, well that'll do it. If anyone watches this,